Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Gabi from Slap Punch Enterprise, and we're back at it again. Today is going to be a live, just chill stream, with my boy over here, V Man Curie 21. What's up?
What up? What up? What up?
Nothing much, man. I see you drawing over there with the pad and everything. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just taking the time to sketch out one of these characters I had idea for. I just never really drew out his, what I really wanted him to look like.
Yeah. Oh, okay, man. Yeah, man, I feel you. Let me go ahead and turn down this thing over here because I'm using a phone so I can check the live chat, just in case
Yeah.
something drop by, be like, yo, what's good? Hey, what's up? Be on that guala guala.
Oh, there you go, man.
Oh man, but yeah, man. You want to tell people a little bit about your series, my dude?
Oh yeah. Well, control basically what it is. It's more of a what is a big play on the word control, but it's more of like a apocalyptic situation with the alien invasion. And the way I have it, the characters use like events that they had in their life to fight the aliens back in a certain situation. But the main character that we following is he's a gamer, and it's it's kind of one of those situations where everybody kind of dreamed of. It'd be like, oh man, if a zombie apocalypse broke out, I'm gonna grab whatever, and I'm gonna grab my little katana sword, my little replica I've been holding on to, and I'm gonna fight back like that, and use
Yeah,
all the knowledge I had from like playing Resident Evil or something to survive. And that's kind of what the main character does. He just goes into a lot of his gamer knowledge and stuff that he's seen on TV, but he used it to survive, and it surprisingly works for the most part. Other than
oh
that, yeah, and the details of it is a bit, sketchy until I get everything together, but that's the main premise.
yeah, I know, but that sounds dope, man, for real. So, like, how did you come up with like this scenario, like with this situation, with the whole like control aspect, this whole survival, alienized type stuff?
Well, really, it's kind of just been like, I think I really get the idea from how we all just, like, me and friends of mine, we used to debate all the time about little crazy stuff like, oh man, what if you was in this situation? Or we look at old animes and talk about, man, this person would have survived, could have survived if they did such and such, right?
Yeah,
So I thought to myself, what if you do that and something else still breaks out? So now I have the ability to like control how the situation works. Like, someone might be like, man, I'm gonna just get in my car and I'm gonna live in my car and they can't break the windows or something like that, right? And we would just debate like, nah, like zombies strong, they can break the window, and if they do that, then what you gonna do? It's like, shoot, I don't know. So it just comes from little stuff like that, and always playing little games and stuff, or even back in the day when you be like, oh man, what if Pokemon were real? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And you just be like, oh man, well, what if a Charizard come flying at you, whatever. It's like, oh man, you fighting a real dragon, you screwed up. But if you had knowledge
if you have knowledge of what? Yo,
Oh crap! So only somebody who plays Pokemon would know that if you put the fire out on his tail, he would actually die.
oh, okay, all right, yeah. But you kind of cut out when you said if he had knowledge.
What'd you say?
I said that you cut out once you said if he had knowledge.
Oh yeah, it's cause yeah, a call came in and it messed up my
Okay,
it
yeah,
messed
yeah.
up my internet. It kind of threw me off.
But yeah, I mean, it's a really unique type of concept. It's kind of like classic survival, but with a twist.
Uh huh.
Yeah, man. Then I really like that. a lot. So, talk to me more about your protagonist, about the main character.
Oh, okay. Well, the protagonist, I wanted to go away from the usual shonen archetype where he's just some high schooler, or he's just some kid sitting at home being good at video games. And he's actually an older guy. He's actually like an older person still staying with his mom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's just been on games all his life. That's kind of just what he does. And right around the time when he's kind of put to the test about his manhood, a lot of things in the show start to go down after that. But him as a person, I mean, he's a kind-hearted person. He's an adult, but he still acts like a teenager. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case for a lot of people still,
Yeah.
It's still on the same situation. But it is what it is. So yeah, man. But so how long have you been contemplating on the whole idea of control?
It's actually been a while. It feels like a year, but I think it's been close to a year. It's at least been 8 or 9 months that I've been thinking about working on it. I work on it. I work on tidbits of it here and there, but I haven't. I've recently just started to actually produce like assets for it.
Okay. Yeah, when you say assets, what? That's like character design and stuff?
Yeah, character design, models, drawing things for it. Like I'm saying assets because I'm used to like game creation stuff. Just play with
Yeah.
like RPG making stuff like that. And when it comes to a game, you'll have an idea, but even though you're not making the game, you can still do things like draw backgrounds, draw grass, draw some character design. And when you get ready to, get ready to start producing stuff, you'll already have, you know, the main assets ready for you.
Okay, I see. I see. But yeah, everything is one step at a time, and especially if you plan stuff out, it will be a little bit better, right?
Repeat that for me one more time. It's a little low on my end.
Oh, I said everything is one step at a time, and if you plan stuff out, it would be a little bit better, correct?
Yeah, true, true.
Exactly, exactly. So I know you talked about the whole premise of control and why it's called control and all of this, but to be totally honest, like, what are the plans do you have for control? Like pretty much like what's the main goal of the whole entire stuff? Are you going to make it just to make it, or are you going to
Well,
turn it into a graphic novel, or are you going to have it up for like
um,
digital buyers or what? What's good?
definitely a graphic novel. I have ideas of when I start getting back into my game creations and game design. I plan on using some of the characters or some of the ideas for it as a throw in, but mainly the graphic novel is the main thing I'm going for. It's a project that I have a bigger project in mind, but it's so diverse and complex. It's kind of like saying I want my first thing that I create to be Naruto or Inuyasha. Those are very long. That's like loads of content and unnecessary characters. I wanted to work on something that's more compressed together, but it's still complex.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
A
see.
zombie apocalypse kind of happens. You go through it, and then it either ends or it ends on a cliffhanger. Whereas other shows with powers and main, completely long main arc villains and stuff like that, I feel like it drags on a lot longer than a show like Control would be.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course. Because those are ongoing shows. So basically, you're planning on doing your show at a certain length, right? So if you're planning that, that means you must have some plans for like the end, right?
I know how I want it to end, and I know how I want things to I know how I want things to go down. I know how I want things to end. But the journey from the beginning to the end, I still want it to be exciting. I want it to be relatable, and I want a lot of life lessons to go into it because control for each individual character in the show, I won't say each, but most of the main cast in the show, they have something they're dealing with that they have to overcome outside of the apocalyptic situation. And
Okay,
the
I see.
apocalyptic situation will kind of be like that wake up call for everyone to just, you know, do what they're doing. Where to stop doing a habitual thing and like finding out who they really are and what they really were put on this earth to do.
I see. I see. So kind of like a wake up moment. Kind of like if the world has gone to nothing. At the end of the day, what do you have to show for pretty much like basically what I'm trying to say is kind of like um what did you do before the world goes to nothing, right? Like, did you do something with
Exactly.
your life, and if you didn't, how are you going to turn it around?
Yeah, it's kind of, you hit it on the nail. It's kind of like one of those moments where you don't realize what you have until it's gone.
Yeah.
Like like before the world messed up, what was I doing? And now that everything's messed up and gone to hell, and you're going through so much drama, you're kind of sitting in a corner running from something trying to kill you, and you may survive it and be like in a little shelter or something for a while and really think to yourself like, oh man, like what have I been doing? Like, you know, like now, and some of the things that I've wanted to do, I put off on it so long, and now it'll never happen.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I like shows like that for real. Has a very deep meaning to it. Now, how far are you in with writing the actual story, with coming up with the actual characters? How far are you into it?
Ooh, now when it comes to character development and like description on characters, I pretty much know from start to finish what I want a lot of my characters to go through and what their trials and errors. That's like perfection. I think I have that down pat. Now, as far as my script goes, I'm very far as scripting goes. But storyboarding it down, I'm kind of still early. I'm kind of still in early concept because I work on it ever so often. I want to say I work on it like a 2 and 3 times a week basis. I
Yeah.
don't put as much time into it as I really could, so I'm still working on that. But scripting wise, I kind of know what situations I want to be done. It all depends on how much I linked that situation out. If I can give a good example, if this were Dragon Ball Z, I know I want Goku to go to Planet Namek and I want him to defeat Frieza, right?
Yeah.
But now you have to draw all the in betweens that happen. You have to draw the Ginyu Force popping up. You got to think about Vegeta coming in between. You got to think of Goku actually getting there, losing his body, healing, coming back, and only fighting Frieza in his final form. Not to mention all the forms Frieza went through. So the in between is the real creation journey.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When it comes to creating this world, this whole situation, it does take a lot to really focus of the world, because you got to think about the world building. You got to think about your characters. Your characters actually fit inside that world. Do they sound kind of, well, not sound kind of, but they seem um, like a real person that would belong in that world as well. So by the way they speak, by the way they act, by what they do, everything has to coexist with the world. So world building and how you want for things to go down are very, very important. And to
Yeah.
me, I think that's like one of the most hardest steps when it comes to creating anything, because at the end of the day, anybody can create a character. Anybody can come up with powers or like a wacky type of situation to make a good story, But you're making it sound good. But when it comes to actually executing the whole situation, are you going to deliver correctly? That's where the problem becomes a problem. Where the whole
Yeah, my
problem.
and see, of course, with kind of like with any creator, I assume when I see things that other people have created, I kind of think of a way to make it better.
Yeah.
So, hold on 1 second. I'm putting my equipment down.
Okay. No problem.
Hey, man. Be right back. Yeah, but as far as when it comes to the characters, especially in my show, I want them to feel at least relatable or
Yeah.
feel sensible. You know what I mean? There's a lot of tropes that I've seen in a lot of creators' work, and I want to try to not necessarily follow a trope. I just while I'm making this show, I'm really imagining like what would an actual person do in this situation? How would they feel, and how can I convey that emotion to the reader?
Yeah.
So as far as control goes, I got it down packed. It's just a matter of time and creation day by day.
Oh man, it sounds good though, for real. It sounds like something that I will actually get like into reading, because I like crazy situations like that. I like stories that makes me think, that makes me root for the person, because we understand that there are protagonists that you root for them because they are the protagonists. But I like protagonists that you want to root for them because of the situation that he's in, not exactly because they're OP or because they are the protagonist and because you know that they're going to live. I want to see how are they going to make it out. And in the world of control, it sounds like one of those things of you're going to be wanting to see how is he going to survive.
True, yeah, that's what makes you think, and it's kind of a thrill when you meet a person who's, I want to say, abnormal, right?
Yeah,
There's different when you see like, hmm, I think of a good example here. But I want to say if you deal with the army sergeant and you deal with the commander, so to say, you pretty much know he's going to tell his troops to do some well thought out tactic to get the mission done.
yeah,
But when you're dealing with like a natural human pit in a crazy situation, and of course, it's like they know how to get out of the situation, but it's in an abnormal way. If I'm a guy with superpowers and my superpower is, I don't know, I won't even call it a superpower, but let's just say I'm in a battle show and I use coins for weapon. You're gonna be like, how is this person an assassin and his weapon is coins? You're gonna be like, wait, what?
yeah, yeah,
So you're gonna
exactly.
think. So now you got to think, okay, how is this person got to get out of this situation using coins? And then he tells you, oh yeah, this is how I use my coins. I make the light reflect and blind people, and while they do that, I got like this gun that shoots the coin at the same speed of a bullet. Some weird. I'm just making something off the fly, but it's some weird stuff. So you're like, oh, okay, well that's how he does it. And then the guy gets put in a situation where the sun goes down. There's no sun, so you can't blind somebody. And he lost his gun, but he still has his coins. How is he going to get out of this situation?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Really unknown stuff and off the wall, but I think it makes for an interesting story when you have, an apocalyptic situation and you have well, I won't say the abilities of my characters are that fantasy, it's not really that like dramatic. Like you're not gonna have someone flying and doing Kamehameha waves and stuff like that. That'll kind of make it easy to get out of a, I want to say, a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
But there's things I'll use and there's methods that'll be kind of witty. Speaking of which, I see you still shading in. Looks like you paused on my end.
Oh no, no, no. The thing is that it just takes time sometimes when you're seeing it live. It's kind of a little bit weird. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, man. Control sounds like a ride. It does. Now, I heard that you said that you have a much bigger project now in your mind. Is your much bigger project? Would you say it would be better than Control, or it's just different up to the point they're both equally as good?
I would say it's more diverse than control. Um, I want to say when you think of control, how can I compare it to something that's like very? I can't think of something diverse off the top of my head. And I usually use a lot of animes or movies as an example to kind of think of what I want to do. But
Yeah.
the other show that it's way more diverse. It's a lot more complex issues, laws. The world has more depth to it. Whereas Control is pretty much like it's happening on Earth. It's happening to regular human people, and the things that happen add, you know, a small bit to what's already on Earth. Whereas the other world is completely a work of where the other show is a complete work of fantasy. When you think
Okay.
Inuyasha, the things that happen in Inuyasha's world are completely different than what happens in Kagome's regular high school life.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
So then you can always have a high school life, and then something happen that changes, and it gets a little awkward. Or you can have a show that's completely a work of fantasy, and I feel like my second show is a real work of fantasy, and it takes a lot longer to explain and dive into the world.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. So, how long have you been thinking about, you know, well, not really thinking about, but how long have you been into creating your own stuff? Like, since when you knew that you had to create something?
That I had to. Did you say read something?
No, no, no. Since what time did you know that you had to create your own story? Like, when was that first moment that you said, "Oh man, I gotta create something"?
I think it would delve all the way back to years ago, like in the 2000s, maybe. Um, what did it for me was certain video games with character creation, because I would create my characters, and in my head, I already had like a whole story behind what I wanted them to convey.
Yeah,
Outside of looking what was considered edgy back then, I wanted them to look cool, but at the same time, it was, I think I would say Soul Calibur did it for me. I would pick a character, I would pick a weapon, and I would dress them in all types of clothes and stuff that made them look like they were from a whole distant world. Then I remember the announcer on Soul Calibur used to always give you an announcement about the stage, and there was just history about people's weapons and what they did, how they got good with their weapon.
yeah.
And when I created people in Soul Calibur, I created a character for the Soul Calibur world, and I was just took up the whole memory card, making like 10 characters, and just like, hey, y'all gotta
Oh,
buy a memory card to make your characters on, and I'm gonna use my memory card with my people on it. And we just go ahead. So I think that's really when I decided to draw. Like I was always drawing just in class and stuff. I was young back then, maybe a teenager. But I started to draw out like some of the characters I created. I would look at them on the TV, and I would draw them on paper and like be like, "Hi, I remade the character like that." So when that happened, I since then I've been creative for a long time, and it's been maybe 2 or 3 years ago where I decided to start actually manifesting and putting it on paper and writing down a complete story, a complete world of what I want to happen.
Okay, I see. Yeah. Um, the very first time I ever decided to make anything, when it came to writing my own story, I remember I had just went right back over to DR, the Dominican Republic, and during that time, man, the life over there and the life over here is very, very different. And over there, they're very big on anime. I remember me growing up watching Dragon Ball Z, but in Spanish, and oh man, and like people are really, really, really big fans of Dragon Ball Z. Like they was going crazy type of situation. Um, like the president one time, he was giving a presidential speech, and he stopped at 5:30. He looked at his watch and he said, "Yo, this has come to an end because Goku is on." So, can I say that Goku's a big inspiration? Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, of course. Especially growing up in that type of era, like a kid didn't really like Dragon Ball Z. Not everybody liked it,
Oh man.
but like the majority.
Oh no, I'm just chatting with my friend. Oh,
And
you're good.
and on top of all of that, what really really got me into making my own story was pretty much Naruto. Because once I saw Naruto and I saw how there was a difference in and everything changed up and how the characters had backstories and all of that, it really inspired me to create my own story. And of course, the very first thing that I did was very Dragon Ball Z heavy, and then it was very Naruto heavy, But I was very young, I'm talking about when I was 13. Then I lasted like a good 7 years without drawing anything or creating anything. And then when I came back, oh, it seems like you went off stream. Oh man. Oh, but well, yeah, guys. And then when I came back, I just came back with my own story and did Me the Mummy. But yeah, something happened. Seems like he got disconnected, but this stream keeps on going. So it is what it is. Right now, what I am doing, I am grayscaling the page. This page is a more simplistic type page. It's not, backgrounds or anything. It's dark because it is nighttime and all of that. So yeah, let's just keep going on what we have over here, and let me see something. So yeah, so all right, guys. I'm over here, grayscaling another page of Me the Mumby. I've been doing these live streams now more and more, because I don't have to sit down here and record myself and then worry about uploading the whole situation. I do work every day when it comes to making Mumby, right? When it comes to doing comics, graphic novel, I work every day. Sometimes, and then a very rare occasion, I probably won't do anything. But most of the times, if I'm not inking, I'm either grayscaling. If I'm not grayscaling, I'm just sketching. So hopefully, I will be doing this every day or almost every day. Um, so far, this is the third day in the row that I've been live streaming. I'm gonna probably go back on tonight. But yeah, this stream is not going to be that long either ways. Planned that out since the beginning. So yeah, just remember if you guys watching the live stream or watching like the regular video after the live stream, and you guys are artists that also do their stuff and want to come on and talk about your story or show off your work or do a couple of pages and we just talk, chill. It's all good. Just let me know. I will send you a link. So yeah, let's see how this is coming out. Okay, so now it's time for the shading of the other stuff. Um, So yeah, guys, this is a page from me, the Mumby. Pretty much, this is one of the well, not one. Yeah. This is one of the villains. My boy Willow is. You guys will be knowing who this character is once you start reading the story. Another thing is that when we come out, we will be launching in January 2021. That's the day that I want to launch the magazine. And within the magazine, we're going to be having a special guest. And we're going to be having three of our series. And the very first two magazines are going to be free to read, free to consume. And at the same time as we're giving you the free to consume magazine, we're also going to be selling the very first issue of Slap Punch Enterprise. So that should be something cool. And like I said before, if you guys have any type of questions at all, let me know below and I will answer them. And if I cannot answer them, then it is what it is. But yeah. Okay, so I have word here from Vinsois. He is the creator of Control, and he was saying that he lost connection, that he will be back on the stream once he actually gets home. So yeah, um, so that will be tonight, or if he catches me before I log out, but or if not, that will be tonight because there will be another live stream. So yeah, and let me know if you guys like the way I do these live streams or not. If you don't like them, let me know what you don't like or what do you expect to see, and I'll give it my best to give you something that you expect to see. So yeah. So yeah, right now I'm just doing the shadow that's coming off the body of Will-O-Wisp on this column that he's on or in front of. I'll say in front of because he's not on the column. So yeah. For you guys that don't know, I am the creator of Slap Punch Enterprise, which, like I said before, is going to be a manga magazine company. And I say the word manga, but over here, we don't just go by one label. We do it all, right? We do manga, comic books, graphic novels, tunes, whatever you have to offer with a very, very good storytelling behind it, great art, we will accept you as long as it's unique and original. And when I mean original to you that's not being, ripped off of something that already exists, right? Because, and by example, I mean, you can have something similar to Dragon Ball, but, not have the guy, searching for these Dragon Balls, trying to make a wish to revive his grandfather and throwing Kamehameha out his hands. That's a total ripoff. Now, if it's something similar, because lore is lore, and there's not just only one lore, because there's no type of stuff like that. If that's the case, people will stop using Thor and Hercules and all this other stuff, right? So yeah, and I know the whole thing about Goku and the Monkey King, that is lore. That's why it's so highly revised when it comes to the Asian market. They have all of these musicals, movies, kids stories, um, animes, manhwas, and stuff about the tale of Goku, the Monkey King. Another one that I could think of that's like that is the God of High School, right? It is the tale about like the Monkey King and stuff like that. If you guys didn't know, and if it's spoiler, I'm sorry, my bad. But 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 yeah. So right now I'm over here doing my thing on Mumby, pretty much. If you guys want to know a little bit more about Mumby, Mumby is a story about there's a story about this guy who wakes up 7 years after the zombie war, right? And he has no recollection of who he is or what he is, and pretty much he's going on this journey trying to discover, who he is. He's trying to get back his memory, but this is the thing, because there was this all zombie war and so much death and so much hate towards zombies and stuff like that. He is pretty much the odd man out because the guy is part zombie, and he's a hybrid. He's half zombie, half mummy. Hint the name of me the mummy, but yeah, it's a little complicated. I don't really want to go too much into detail because then it's going to go into spoilers, and I'm not trying to spoil something that once you see it, once you read it, it should knock you off your feet for real. But yeah, so he wakes up and he has to go through all these hardships and all of these people, since he's the odd man out, getting himself into situations and all this other craziness just to get back his memory. So he's always faced with some type of trial. And like I said, he's not the typical shonen protagonist, those protagonists that are mainly very quirky, that they're kind of stupid, in a sense. These protagonists that eat a lot, and it's a lot to do with the power of friendship, why you hurt my friend type of stuff. Not saying that Mumby doesn't have any friends, he does, but at the end of the day, how he wins and the stuff that he gets into, besides the stuff of his friends, you'll see that it's something very, very portraying to Mumby. That's all I really got to say. For real. But yeah, you guys will be able to read the very first two issues that will be contained in chapter 1 and chapter 2 of Me the Mumby. Over 50 pages of goodness for you guys to actually read and find out what Me the Mumby is about. And then right after, immediately as we launch that, we're going to be selling the third issue, which will contain chapter 3. And I am not going to lie to you, you want to read chapter 3 of Me the Mumby because it's action packed, and there's, I don't want to say a lot, but there's a very, very big twist that goes into the whole storytelling of this show. And that's something that I advise you to pick up and read, because I promise you, if I don't grab you by chapter 1, which I think I can, and if I don't grab you by chapter 2, which of course it has to grab you, by chapter 3, I know for well a lot of people will be hooked because it's good. It's a good story. It's a good story. I put a lot of thought behind it, and I've done a lot of stuff. So yeah, hopefully I will be waiting on you guys on January 2021. The date is set in stone. That is the date that it's going to be releasing. Unless, and I don't want to say this because I jinxed myself the last time, unless something bad happens. For real, and I hope that it does not this time around. I truly hope it doesn't. But yeah, unless something bad happens. So let me know, how do you guys do your comics, do your graphic novels, do your stories? Is it digital? Are you going into the digital? Are you doing traditional? I do half and half myself. I do half traditional, half digital. And what I mean about that is that I sketch by hand and I ink by hand and I fill in all the blacks by hand. Then after that, I scan the page and I letter and grayscale digitally. And of course, when it comes to adding color, it would be digitally as well. So yeah. And the cool thing about that is that for me, it's faster to sketch by hand and ink by hand. But at the same time, there's a couple of aesthetics that you can get with digital that you cannot with traditional, right? And vice versa. So the stuff that I'm looking for, um, I have pretty much best of both worlds. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do it the very same way. Of course not. Everybody has their own way of doing things. But Yeah, I think it pretty much balances it out. So right here in this page is not too much of a spoiler. Um, it is a little bit, um, but I don't really care. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a couple of word bubbles that's being misplaced from a whole other sequence that, when put together, it makes sense. And I am not grayscaling like one page after another while doing these live streaming streams. Meaning, like if I did page one today, tomorrow I'm not doing page two. I'm not showing you page two. I'll probably show you page seven, and then the next day I'll probably show you page, I don't know, 20, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because once you go in sequence, you can pretty much figure out what that chapter's about, and that's a no. So yeah, so far I like the whole situation with the live streaming. Um, I like doing YouTube videos. Thing is that you can only go so far while showing your work, especially if you're doing pages. I don't really like to do fan art to bring up a YouTube channel. I know a lot of people do it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that it's bad, but what I'm saying is that I would rather be working on my show, on my series, instead of spending my time doing fan art of somebody else's stuff. So that's why every time when I do a video, I have to watch out, what am I showing, what am I not showing, because it makes sense, right? Oh man. So yeah. Also, I would like to say thank you to you guys. We've went up a couple of subscribers, and I didn't ask anybody to subscribe. I mean, I'm not gonna ask either. I'm not that type of person. Oh yeah, comment and subscribe. I mean, people do that if they feel comfortable. Me myself, I'm one of those people. I don't just hit subscribe because the person on the video told me to hit subscribe. I hit subscribe when I resonate with the channel, right? And sometimes I resonate with a channel, and I'll last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more videos just watching it, chilling, until I finally decide to hit subscribe. I mean, people's mindset are different, right? So yeah, so let me know how you guys found out. Um, well, not found out. How did you guys enjoy the live stream that I did last night with the creator of Historia, which was Ephraim Broughton. I want to get the creator of Oshimaru here. So if Meet Sublinger, if you're hearing, I want to get you to this live stream. She is a part of Slap Punch Enterprise, her and Beyond Perfect, and I want to get them on the stream because they are very, very talented artists. They have very, very unique stories, which are also coming out in the Slap Punch Enterprise magazine. July, January 2021. I keep saying July, because July is next month. So it's so I'm kind of like, whoa. But yeah, January 2021. So yeah. Also, at the same time, tell me what type of cool web comics have you guys been reading, or manga, or comic in general? Um, and as well, how did you stumble upon this channel? All of that goes into consideration, right? But yeah, I'm over here, grayscaling my boy Willow Wisp, making sure that everything is down packed, having the shadows when I'm supposed to have it, so everything can look correct. Bum, bum, bum. Mhm. So yeah, heading up this little shadow part right here. Let's see how everything goes down. So sorry. Sometimes I do get a little silent, and it's because I start to concentrate on the picture more. Very sorry about that. So yeah. So like I was saying before, guys, if you ever have the chance to come in and meet me live, that would be awesome. You ask me some questions, I'll answer it. Want to draw together, we could draw together, sketch together, you know, hang out, chillax. That'll be dope. I'll be trying to get more um, live people. Um, yeah, see how it works. I really want to hear about people's thoughts on art and different ways of making art and everything else. So yeah. Okay, okay. So yeah, guys, it's been a little warm. I mean, not hot, just a little warm lately. Have the AC on low, really going in and out. I see another problem here, but yeah, I have the AC on low, going in and out, because at the end of the day, you just never know. Also, let me know. Do you guys listen to podcasts or watch a certain YouTuber or videos or music when you guys are drawing? I know I do. Um, for you guys that are new to this channel, and you need help or anything, I really think that listening to music or watching some type of video, something that is boring enough that it won't make you look that way, but something that is entertaining enough that doesn't make you turn it off. That's what I'm saying. If you can find something like that, everything is perfect. I usually do it while watching YouTube or listening to somebody talk. So when I'm doing these live streams, I don't have that option. Yeah, I don't have that option at all. Oh man. So yeah, pretty much my concentration kicks in after the video is on and stuff. But I'm pretty concentrated right now. So yeah. I usually don't paint like this by different layers. Um, but depending on where the shadow is, I didn't want to keep on going back and between layer and layer, or erasing from here to there, from there to here. So that's why I just put it on a different layer. So that way I don't have to keep on messing around. Um, like this up here. Is this on the same layer? Okay, yeah. It's on the same layer, so that's good. Now this channel, at first, I was gonna make it into an art channel, but then I decided, there's a whole bunch of tons of art channels, right? There's a channel that show you how to do this, channels that show you how to do that, etc., so forth and so forth. And there's just a ton of them. So it really makes no sense to go in and to make an art channel. In my mind, if you want to do it, you go ahead and do it. But that's just not my vision. So pretty much, I decided to take this channel and keep you updated with the whole magazine. I wanted to keep letting you know, like, are we still working? What type of new things are we doing? Are we looking for new artists? Pretty much keeping you updated. That's what I wanted for this channel to be. I mean, we still are like this. Right now, I'm just going into grayscale and showing you pages and stuff because we're almost here, and I'm trying to do some type of promoting, right? Because it's needed. The whole promotion thing is needed, especially if you're trying to move forward. Always when you're trying to move forward, you need promotion. So yeah, I zoom in and out because I want to see what part is not colored yet and what part is and where I'm at and all that other good stuff. So yeah, I'm not really used to critter or grayscaling, so I just try my best. I don't look at videos online either. Like how-to videos. I really like to try to understand programs by myself first. Um, I, I don't know. I mean, I'm just that way, right? I just like to see, can I understand it first, and then if I don't understand it, believe me, I don't try to break my head. I I go directly into YouTube and I look up one of the many videos that's up there that has a tutorial, how to use this, how to use that, how to download this, how to download that. Because, hey, I mean, life as we go forward and forward, they keep coming up with all these great inventions for that, right? To make life easier. So yeah, right now I'm just rambling on. I know I'm rambling on. Don't really have too much to really say right now about art, but yeah. So we're here. These pants are dark pants. But yeah, hopefully in the future we could get Beyond Perfect and Meet Blinger on the stream. Pick their brain a little bit about their stories and how they got into things, and have a little bit of one-on-one. Um, Probably have them show you a couple of pages or even a couple of their art. At the same time, if you want to know about Mitsu Blinger and Beyond Perfect that are a part of Slap Punch Enterprise, you can go onto Instagram and you can search them up as at Mitsu Blinger. She does a lot of commission work as well. She also has done some pages for Historia. Ephraim Broughton, the writer that created Historia, that was on last night. So you can go ahead and check that out. And you can also go ahead and check out Beyond Perfect. He has a lot of great art as well on his Instagram. So you can see what to expect for when we launched the whole magazine. If you want to check out some of the stuff that I've done, while you're watching this live stream and you're new to this thing, you can go ahead onto Instagram and check out at Slap Punch Enterprise. I have a couple of done pages already lettered and grayscaled, and a couple of illustrations already up on the Instagram page. So you can go ahead and check that out to see what type of stuff you're getting yourself into, right? Kind of sounds like if you're getting into something bad. Yes, because what are you getting yourself into? Like that type of stuff. Oh man, those old movies. But they are funny though because they are a trip. and my throat is dry, like really dry. Wow, I needed that. I've been rambling for some time now. All right. Yeah, my throat was super dry. But yeah, like if you guys can tell, this is page 23. It says it up here, 23 of chapter 3. So that is what I am currently grayscaling. I have way more than 23 pages. Well, I'm way past chapter 3 a long time ago. Thing is that now is that I'm actually, scanning it in, grayscaling and everything, so that way we can start getting everything ready for the magazines, for us to start putting together the magazines. I want to start putting together the magazines by next month, at least the first 3. But let's see how that turns out. Um, so yeah, let's see how that turns out. Hopefully everything goes down to plan and nothing crazy happens, like situation that we're currently in the world. Right? That really puts a hurt to anybody's plans, and which is understandable. Is understandable. I see we have 3 people viewing. So what's up, viewers? If you can see me, oh man, when you're seeing this, on the live, when you're seeing it, not live, then yeah. Oh man. So let me know if you guys are staying safe, right? Because we have to stay safe. Let me know if you guys are staying safe, having a good time, um, seeing my ugly face and hearing my ugly voice while you seeing me over here grayscaling. So yes. I can't wait for the day that you guys actually have a copy of our stuff in your hands and you start reading it, right? I mean, that's what we look for, right? That's the joy. That's why we create, correct? Not all of us. I mean, there's some of us that create, for money. I mean, of course, money plays a big factor in the whole situation, but at the end of the day, I'm not, really looking for money like that. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, whatever. But what I'm really interested in is, did you enjoy my story or not? That's what I really want to hear. For real, because if I can bring at least one person to smile, at least one person to laugh while you're reading my story, then I did my job, right? So yeah, like I said, this is something that I've been creating for the past 2 years now. We're going on 2 years. Next month, starting July, I think it was somewhere like around July 11th, and yeah, starting around July 11th, 2 years doing this. And one thing that I say is, don't give up. Keep drawing. Keep doing what you're doing, because hard work and dedication is what actually takes you there to make the difference. That's what actually is gonna help you move forward to finish your project. And once you finish your project, nobody can take that away from you. That's all I can really say. Nobody can take that away from you. And that's the straight up truth. I mean, it probably might not sell the way you think it wanted to sell. It probably might not be famous the way you think it's going to be famous. But you accomplish something. And once you accomplish something, there's always more space to create something else. Who knows? Your next creation might be the one that hits home. It might be your next creation. It might be the one after that. It might be the very first one that you launch with, but let me tell you something. At the same time, you will never find out if you don't do it, if you don't actually get something out there. And that's what I actually believe, that you need to get something out there. That's why I work as hard as I can. Work as hard as I can. Sometimes cutting things out of life, things that are not priority. Now, I'm not saying don't have fun. I mean, you can have fun. You can. I mean, I advise you to have fun. I would think that if you're making pages and you're doing stories because you like doing it, you have some type of fun doing it. From what I believe, that's just my belief. But at the same time, I could be wrong. Won't be the first time that I'll be wrong. But yeah, this is what we're on. So how is my boy Willowitz looking? So yeah, like I said, this one wasn't a complicated page. It was more of the gray tones, giving it more the feeling that it's supposed to than anything else really. So yeah, guys, how long has this live stream been going? I have no idea. I don't even know how long it's been going. But whatever. It is what it is. So, what type of problems have you guys been? Well, yeah. What type of problems have you guys been facing when you're doing your story? Because let me tell you, sometimes it's a lot of different things, right? Sometimes it's overwork. Like that's a thing. Overwork sometimes could be a problem. Sometimes I see myself that I have to real deal give myself a break. Like currently, I haven't had a break in the last I don't even remember. But that's how long it's been. Wow, it's been some months that I've been doing this every single day. Sketching, drawing, inking, scanning, grayscaling, lettering, all of that every day for the past couple of months now. I have not had a break whatsoever. Every day I wake up and I do something. I have to do something artistic because if I don't, I don't know. I feel funny. I don't know why I feel funny, but I do. It's just that you start to get used to doing things a certain way. So yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Now that I got the fingers moving, now let's go into the shading part of Will-O-Wisp. Now there's a trivia. His name is Will-O-Wisp due to, that's his nickname, Will-O-Wisp. His actual name is Diego. And you'll find out in my story that most of my characters pretty much have, I won't call it common names, but they pretty much have, Western type names, right? Um, and it's because you don't have to do things a certain way. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And by meaning of that is that you don't have to feel yourself obligated to drawing your comic or your manga from right to left. You can do it from left to right. Now, if your goal is to do it the Asian way, yeah, okay, go ahead. Nobody's going to argue on that one. But for those that who do not know, you can do it from left to right. You can have regular names. Your characters don't have to be dressing up in these fancy trench coats, craziness, just to tell a story. The most important thing here is the story. Of course, the characters have to look badass during the story. Yeah, I'm not saying no, but at the same time, is that just remember that you always have space to do whatever you want to do. It's your project. This is your show. You make the rules. Pretty much, that's what I'm trying to say. You make the rules. You have the say so of how this looks and how that looks, and what's her name, etc., etc. Let's see his face. Okay, that's awesome. Now let's go down to the shirts. Um, this whole button is a different color. And now let's go to the whole shading area with the shades of the shirt. How this is supposed to look. So yeah, guys, I know sometimes shadows could be tricky. Um, I play it by eye. I'm not gonna lie to you. I be playing it by eye, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that they're experts on shadowing. Wow, people that really, really, really learn how to observe. Observation is key. That's one thing I always say. Observation is key. You need to be able to learn how to observe, so that way, when it comes to making your own book, your own story, you already have an idea of pretty much what to do, right? Like if you start looking at movies, you start looking at even anime itself, series too. Start seeing the camera angles that they use. You naturally start to pick it up if you pay a lot of attention. One thing that I've noticed that I really stopped watching anime because now when I watch anime, I can't just see anime for what it is, like a source of entertainment. I start to judge the anatomy of the character. I start to judge the background. Does it look flat? How they did it? And throughout the whole show, I'm just calculated. And whew, yeah, that takes out the fun out of anybody really fast. But I am glad at the same time because then that means that you're developing an eye. You're developing what you need to advance forward. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And that's a good thing if you're an artist. If you're an artist, that's a good thing. If you're not, you don't draw not even to save your life and you don't want to learn how to draw and that's going on, then I feel for you because then you're never going to watch anime or movie the same way ever again. And that's crazy. Sometimes I even watch people walking and I study how they move, which part of the body sinks down, which one goes up every time he or she takes a step. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you become very observant. Like the other day, I went out, took some pictures of some landscaping. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use you. Like I didn't do that before. Before I started drawing, before I started making my own stuff. Like I didn't go out there take pictures of. Oh, wrong thing. Take pictures of no. Yeah, what I was saying. Taking pictures of houses and stuff like that, parks, cars, scenery, all of that. I didn't do that before. I wonder if people think that I'm like a photographer or something. When can you imagine that? That's what they that's what's going through the head that I'm a photographer and I'm just taking pictures because I don't know. I don't know. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, and I don't care what they're thinking, man. Like that's the straight up truth. Okay, so how does my boy Willowitch look now? Okay, I missed something down here. So you always have to zoom out. Always zoom out. Once you zoom out, you see some errors, you see some flaws. You go back to address it. That's the best way to handle anything. Okay, so yeah. Let's see how we got him. We got him, we got him, we got him, we got him. Damn, yeah, my boy Willowitch looking sharp. Okay, I like that. Now, let's go down to Miss Mai. Since Miss Mai always has something crazy going on. Yeah, let me zoom in. Right? Sorry that I stopped talking. It's just the whole concentration that I'm going into, right? Oh man, sometimes you need to let yourself think when you're doing things. So yeah, I like live streaming. I actually like live streaming. I was thinking about live streaming for some time now, and I never got around to it until these days. Say, you know what? Instagram is good and everything. I'm not saying that it's not, but at the same time, what I like to do, I like to go on YouTube. I like to make videos. I like to connect with the audience. I like doing things like that. Before I had this channel, I had another channel. It was called Team Death Note. Well, it still is. I mean, it's still up. It was me and my brother. We used to play cards and stuff, and yeah, I mean, we was making a name for ourselves. I mean, a lot of people knew who Team Death Note was. Um, playing TCGs and stuff. I've been playing TCGs, woo, for a long, a very long time, for years, ever since I was little. Like for real, like it all started off with the Pokemon cards, and went into the Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then when I came back to the States, I found out something called Vanguard. That's how I met Vinsoir, the creator of Control. We used to work together, and I found out that he played Pokemon. We linked up, played some Pokemon cards, and then I convinced him somehow to go into Vanguard. Yeah, and then Ephraim as well, the creator of wow, it doesn't want to go into my mind right now. Of Historia, very sorry about that. The creator of Historia. Um, we linked up, started playing Vanguard, and that's how we all met each other. Crazy. And then out of nowhere, we find out that we pretty much enjoy mostly the same thing. Of course, a couple of twists and turns here and there, but mostly the same thing. When it comes to writing stories, enjoying stories, and everything else. So yeah, if you guys can find yourself somebody you can connect with, go ahead. At the same time, there's people that they don't need that at all, and I can understand why. Oh, but yeah, I'm about to cut this live stream short because I'm about to go eat. Yeah, man, I'm hungry. I am hungry, and then I will reconnect with you guys a little bit later on. So let me just finish grayscaling pollen over here, and then I'll let you guys go. Pum 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 pum. So yeah, guys. So let me know. Who's your favorite YouTuber that you like to listen to when you're drawing or trying to write something. I don't really have one. I truly go in random. I find something that I think would be half interesting. I'll put it on. Lots of times I watch like manga hauls. Since I'm not gonna sit there and watch an entire video about somebody that bought manga for an hour or two, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it doesn't fancy me. That's not my cup of tea. I put them on and I listen to them, and while I'm drawing, sketching, inking, doing all of this other stuff. So yeah. Oh. See, that's what happens when you're hungry. You forget what color this dude is, and you start putting shadows that doesn't even belong there, because there's no way it's going to be a shadow. So yeah, always pay attention, guys. Always pay attention. Always double check before you finish a page or anything, or before you decide that the page is finished. Always double check it. I mean, you can always go back and edit it, but instead of going back to edit anything, always try to double check your stuff before you leave anywhere. Correct? Because if you don't, it's going to be certain things that you're going to miss out here and there and here. And it's just best to tackle that now. Get everything done in one swoop. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I see people that keep coming into the live stream. That's what's up. Hello, and thank you guys for watching. For real. I utmost appreciate it. If you're during the live stream, thank you. If you're watching after the live stream, thank you again. For real. I really appreciate all the support. So thank you for that. So yeah, my boy Pardon over here getting messed up by Willow Wisp. Um, down. Missed that little corner right there. See everything that's coming out. All right. So let's go in. What am I missing? Missing this part. That the bottom shadow goes a little bit darker. Make sure to pay attention to that too. What to add the shadow with, what not to add the shadow with. So yeah. For you guys that are here watching me, I just gotta say that this live stream will be ending very soon because I gotta go eat. But don't worry, I will be on again later on tonight. Vincois said that he'll be back on the stream, so you can wait on that one. A little bit more insight of what he does, what he doesn't do. Um, Next time he will be drawing, I believe. Hopefully, if he is, you can go ahead and check out his screen. I'll put the screen on the camera. I mean, on the. I'll put his. Oh man, I'll put his screen up so that you can see it. I came with a whole totally other different type of situation. But yeah, because I have to go eat. All right. So yeah, for now, we're gonna leave this like this. Like I said, this was one of the more simple pages. So yeah, it's your boy Gabi over here from Slap Punch Enterprise. Let me save this just in case. So yeah, save that. Came back to the stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys later on tonight when we go live again. Like I said, hopefully Vincois would be there creating his stuff. And yeah, it's your boy Gabi, and peace out.